Yes?
Yeah, he mentioned a few places. Yeah.
Few places. Now, does he know which one is the better lab?
Where?
And does he know?
You're not Jay. Jay's not your God, so I don't think you should be answering.
He brought Jay in. So I'm going to refute Jay by speaking to you. You can come in, you can bring Jay in here if you want, and I will refute him directly.
He can talk for himself. Don't worry about it.
Because you brought Jay in, I will show you the errors.
Because he's going to be having a monologue.
It's not a monologue.
It
Is that what you think?
is a monologue.
I don't know. I'm very pleased to meet him because I've seen YouTube. And I've seen him and Jay.
You can join that discussion if you want.
I'm out here on holiday.
I'll talk about the radio commentating which you haven't got a clue about.
The man's a grown man, you know. Sorry?
The manuscripts that are radio carbon dated. So there is a particular lab that did dating that dates the previous, the time before Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, right? But 300 something, okay?
Yeah.
Right. So what do the scholars say about these things? The scholars, not Muslims.
Opinion,
No, opinion. Scholarly opinion.
Okay.
Okay. Get Jay to tell me the scholarly opinion on this. That's your homework.
No, you don't talk to me like that.
Why not? You believe Jay is like a prophet. That's your belief. So I want to know. Go and ask him, excuse me. What did the scholars say on this various radiocarbon dating done on these manuscripts?
No, I was just interested to know that the Sana manuscript, I was told that it was written, someone said around 700. The source, the document was dated to around 700 and 710. But now, if you say 300, that's even before Muhammad. So that, for me, is quite interesting.
Every lab,
so it says,
it's not
what
interesting.
Did Muhammad had to do with the Quran?
Listen.
Isn't that a worrying thing?
Listen, if you go to different labs, excuse me.
No, I'm not refuting you.
No. I'm going to show you something that you can understand.
I'm just trying to find, I'm a student, okay? I want to learn. I want to know the historical Muhammad.
Of course. Now, when we radiocarbon date things, are you listening?
Oh yeah, thank you. Oh, thanks. Oh, thank you. No, these are great guys.
Yeah. Do you want to continue? When we radiocarbon date, there are labs with different resources, specialties, and accuracies. Not every lab is the same. Okay? So there's some labs are more reliable in terms of the accuracy of the results. Other labs, we will say no, they're not so reliable because this is something we're talking about science.
So it's debatable. Okay.
Not debatable. Scholars are already like, why should I give you the names? I want you to go and find out from. I mean, it's in published literature, right? If you do insist, I will give you which scholar and
okay,
why.
Also another thing, you talk about the Samarkand.
But can I finish my point on here?
Okay.
The labs that dated a few hundred years before Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, these results are taken to be what? Not accurate. Why? These are contamination of the results. So they are discarded. You can get contamination in various ways and means in your analysis in these kind of things in the labs. So the labs that are reliable are the ones that scholars take. So the ones which are reliable, they have convergence. You can see clearly they are very similar in their dating system. So that's radiocarbon dating. So people who haven't got a clue in radiocarbon how they are dated, who's dating them, they make these kind of errors. Errors of like, oh, there's a median value. It's pinpointed exactly at point in the middle. That shows they have no understanding of statistics at all.
Now, the reason why I was interested, from what I've read, the Sana manuscript has been dated around AD 710, 15. That's what I've read.
Yeah.
But now when I hear possibly AD 300, then it gets that gets you a bit worried.
Now you know it's a contamination of the results.
Also, they found underneath the writings, there were other writings.
Yeah.
That makes me even more worried.
More worried about what?
About the accuracy of the writings.
No. So, have you gone to study how Quran was compiled in the Islamic tradition?
I'm not a scholar like you.
Not a scholar, as a student. As a student.
I'm interested.
No, when you say I'm interested in the biblical textual criticism, and I have no clue about how manuscripts are weighed.
I'm trying to learn.
So what if I was going to talk about biblical textual criticism and I have no idea or no clue about how manuscripts are weighed, what's the weight of the Alexandrian text against the Byzantine text, and I start talking to you about this, obviously I will be misleading everyone else like I'm misleading myself. When it comes to Quranic compilation, you have to study first the Islamic narrative. What does Islam say on this issue, right? The alternative narrative provided by critiques of Islam, whether they're Orientalists, whether they're Christians, whether they're other non-Muslims, you can weigh them and say, okay, which one is really telling you the real history? Because we are interested in the historical narrative. So when the Quran was transmitted in both writing and by memory, when memory, remember, people forget, when you memorize the whole
That's
Quran.
why it's a fallible document. Because it's memory, human beings, through human agency, by definition.
Fallible?
If something is, aren't you fallible? Am I not fallible as a human?
Let me tell you why.
So how can you say it's from God?
You need to understand one thing though.
Yeah.
Now, imagine, just to demonstrate to you. I'm going to tell you to learn one statement. God is one. How many words? God is one. 3 words. If you memorize this correctly, I will give you $1 million. Every one of you. Okay? It's not. Imagine I am the Emir or the King, all right? And I have this money in front of me. There you go. Suitcase load of $1 million or £1 million. If you memorize it accurately, I will give it to you. That's what you have to do. So memorize accurately. So I do that to various people among you here, say about 10 people. What are the likelihood that people will memorize this? Just 3 words, God is one. They're not going to say,
okay,
God. No, not got the point, brother. Just to show you that memorization of this nature is infallible. How? Because when the process is analyzed, it's not like Chinese whispers anymore. Because he will memorize the word accurately to the dots. God is one. And you will ask, is there a full stop at the end, right? Because he wants to get his $1 million. Every single one of you will say, he would not say God was one. He will try to remember God is one.
Sorry.
Accuracy of words, accuracy of letters, accuracy of the order of letters and words, and accuracy of the whole structure of the sentence. When the Quran was revealed and dictated by the Prophet to the people, they considered the Quran worthy, more worthy than $1 million. More worthy than $1 million. They put the utmost meticulous effort to memorize every single word and letter so that the Quran can be preserved.
How do you know?
So,
were you there?
it's happening today, live. It's live happening. It's going to happen there in a week's time, as you will demonstrate. You go to any mosque, anywhere in the world, you will hear the Quran being recited from memory, from beginning to end, all from memory. If there is a single error, this is important, you will see how many people are correcting it. No single error will go unnoticed. This is happening
Why
today.
are there so many errors in the Quran?
Excuse me.
Various Qurans.
We'll come back to this point. Whether
There's the Samarkand manuscript.
Excuse me.
There's the Topkapi manuscript.
Give me a moment to finish
Sana
this.
manuscript.
We will talk about that.
So many
I
errors.
love to talk about this.
Even Muslim scholars who analyze it. You know
You know what?
The Turkish scholars. Those 2 Turkish scholars.
Do you want to talk about this?
You know, I have to go. But
But we can talk about this briefly.
I know. You know what they said? It was so embarrassing. The Samarkand manuscript had so many errors. You know, that how can a document which is the Quran?
I'll tell you. Give me a second.
From various centers have different meanings, different writings.
No. You're
different spellings.
You're whitewashing everything. I'll tell you.
That's what they say, not me.
No. You have misunderstood what they said.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you what I know.
You don't have to go. Friend is
but
me.
very quickly then.
Sure,
very quickly.
Sure. Thanks for your time.
When we talk about the Quranic memorization, it's happening today. It happened yesterday, last year, the year before, all the way back to the Prophet. It's a living tradition which, unfortunately for yourself, as a Christian, if you call yourself Christian,
I didn't call myself. Everybody's calling me a Christian.
You're a Christian. Sorry. Unfortunately for other traditions, it doesn't exist. So we are very happy and privileged to have this tradition of memorization of the Quran which preserves it. Now coming back to your question about different manuscripts, right? Different manuscripts, mainly...
Islamic scholars saying it. It's embarrassing.
Look, I have facsimiles of many of them. So I know what the differences are. Have you examined them? I have.
Brother, one thing I tell you,
Excuse me,
after this opportunity, you can do anything. You want to choose your religion, you want to do anything you want.